In the spiritual exercises, St. Ignatius of Loyola invites us to meditate on the two standards that divide, define, and determine history. On a vast plain, two opposing armies gather and prepare for battle. On both sides, soldiers enlist. The sound of war blows in the wind, and a great clash is unavoidable. Each army unites under a standard that represents its cause, and each army has a visible leader. On one side of the battlefield is the glorious standard of Christ, our Commander-in-Chief and Lord, and on the other side is Lucifer, mortal enemy of our human nature. The two standards are not passive symbols. No, not at all. These standards transmit a spirit. They transmit a mood. Above all, they shape two families of souls. Each battle flag drafts men into its service, and each insignia represents a spiritual lineage that runs through history from beginning to end. Christ calls men to serve under his pure and august standard. At the same time, Lucifer summons men to toil under his foul colors. St. Ignatius invites us to contemplate the scene and pray for the virtue of wisdom to discern the treachery of the enemy and to be on guard against his traps, plots, and snares. The same gift of wisdom gives us the grace to discern where the standard of Christ the King is, and how we ought to imitate and serve him on the battlefield.
We don't want your stinking hate! Children of parents, people die!
Today, Lucifer's army is visible, haughty and proud. But where is God's army? Where is God's standard? In the fiery prayer, St. Louis de Montfort writes, "Seest thou, Lord, God of battles, seest thou the captains who are forming full battalions, the potentates who are assembling whole fleets, the merchants gathering in large numbers at the markets and the fairs. Crowds of robbers, drunkards, libertines, impious men are uniting against thee every day, and so easily and promptly. The sound of a whistle, the beat of a drum, the sight of a blunt sword tip, the promise of a withered laurel wreath, the offer of a bit of gold or silver, in a word, a breath of fame and earthly interest, a vile pleasure for which they long can, in a moment, unite robbers as one, call forward soldiers, assemble battalions, bring together merchants, fill houses and marketplaces, and cover the earth and the sea with an innumerable multitude of the reprobate, who, although divided among themselves by the places whence they come, by the differences in their dispositions, or by their personal interests, are nevertheless united as one man, until death, to fight against thee under the banner and the leadership of the demon." And we, great God, although there is so much glory and profit, so much sweetness, and so many advantages to be gained by serving thee, shall there be so few to take up thy cause? Hardly any soldiers under thy banner, nary a Saint Michael to proclaim among thy brethren, in zeal for thy glory, who is like unto God. St. Louis de Montfort continues, "Let all good priests who are spread over the Christian world, and those who are actually on the battlefield, and those who have withdrawn from the combat to bury themselves in deserts and solitude, let them all come forward and unite with us. In unity there is strength, so that we may form, under the banner of the cross, a well-regulated army in battle array, and together attack the enemies of God who have already sounded the alarm." They have shouted, they have raged, they have swelled their ranks. Let us break their bonds asunder. Let us cast away their yoke from us. He that dwelleth in heaven shall laugh at them. Let the Lord arise, and let his enemies be dispersed. What do we find when we open the golden pages of history, if not a litany of fiery souls, fearless saints and heroes, who carried the banner of Christ? Look at Don Pelayo. He knew exactly whose standard he served as he launched what seemed like the impossible Reconquista of Spain. Remember all the crusaders who answered Pope Urban II's call. Not only did they march under the symbol of the cross, but they proudly stamped it on their shields and breastplates. On her battle flag, St. Joan of Arc displayed the King of Heaven, flanked by St. Michael and St. Gabriel, and her motto was unmistakable: Jesus, Mary. And at the miraculous Battle of Lepanto, Don John of Austria flew the insignia of the Holy League from his flagship. The blue damask, woven with gold, displayed Christ crucified. Fighting for both altar and throne, the counter-revolutionaries of the Vendée flew the Sacred Heart of Jesus on their banners, and the Cristeros on their war flag lifted high the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe, with the motto, Viva Cristo Rey. And what about today? Is there a visible banner that echoes the victorious cry of St. Michael against Satan? Where is the standard that young Catholics can rally around? As we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the American Society for the Defense of Tradition, Family, and Property, we also commemorate a 20-year milestone for TFP Student Action and the Sede Sapientiae Institute. This presentation will highlight the campaigns and growth of TFP Student Action over the past 20 years.
St. Michael, pray for us.
Wherever it goes, the TFP standard proclaims the ideals of the counter-revolution: tradition, family, and property. Its fidelity to perennial principles is unconditional. When the standard catches a gusty wind, it represents the enthusiasm of every soldier of Christ to serve the Church. In periods of calm, the standard symbolizes reflection and contemplation, which sustain effective action. The pole symbolizes temperance, the virtue that anchors the standard's enthusiasm. Red speaks of heroic virtue, the blood of the martyrs, and the value of self-sacrifice for a higher cause. Red also represents the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Plinio Correa de Oliveira explained why he designed the TFP standard. It elevates the soul to a higher plane. It speaks of battle, makes one feel the nobility and beauty of the right, and communicates at least a little of the sense of the battle to those who contemplate it. The capes and standards of the TFP are a force multiplier. Although they delight many, they also upset those who identify with the spirit of the revolution. Walking to class on Thursday afternoon, I suddenly heard bagpipes and saw the dreaded red sashes, wrote Jessica, a sophomore at George Washington University. Yes, our good friends, the fanatical members of the American Society for the Defense of Tradition, Family, and Property, were yet again on the GW campus. Jessica expressed her leftist anxiety in the student newspaper. I thought about the TFP throughout the day. I believe the student body needs to mobilize against people and groups such as the TFP. We may not be able to silence them, but we can certainly fight back. Perhaps the best proof of TFP Student Action's efficacy can be measured by the intensity of the pushback it receives on campus. In military jargon, the flak only gets heavy when you're over the target.
It's literally like hell in there. Literally like hell.
Shut the up! Stop it!
It's called the right to free speech.
It's called the right to be... Do not even get me started. Why do you have a right in what I do with my body?
It's not your body.
It is my body, my choice. No. It's still a baby inside, but I have every single right to decide what I do with my own body.
Would you support abortion if the woman was raped?
Absolutely not.
Why? because a child shouldn't have to suffer because of the sins of the father, even if it be from rape.
Okay. Y'all are just anti-women. It's not that hard. Y'all don't care about the babies. You in specific. I don't understand why you're letting all these men dictate what's going on with women. Good. Because y'all are disgusting.
I'd like to talk beyond the Planned Parenthood talking points.
Okay, Planned Parenthood talking points. Okay.
One of the Planned Parenthood talking points is you're anti-woman.
But you guys are anti-women. It's not a talking point, it's a reality.
But abortion kills men and women, right?
But it's ultimately the woman's choice.
What does abortion do?
Abortion? Okay. Y'all are just a brick wall.
What does abortion
Y'all
do?
are disgusting.
You're not crossing this line. I'm not letting you cross this line because you're not on campus. Go ahead. I'm fine.
Let me see your back. Okay, what happened?
Yeah, I didn't see them. They threw some soda or something and just ran it in that direction.
Okay. I see your rosary.
Yeah, sure. It's a nice rosary, but
You can't prepare. You know, you're brave coming out here today.
I don't care. You know what? These people, they're not afraid, so we shouldn't be afraid either.
I agree.
Sometimes the other side reveals exactly whose banner they serve. For example,
Beautiful country, we have a thing called separation of church and state.
Your views on God do not
and your
control my
stash
life,
and
and they
whatever
never
God you
will.
believe in,
You
do
know
not
what?
dictate what a
Are
person
you aware?
can or
Are
can't
you
do.
aware that the Satanic Temple calls abortion one of their rights?
Hail Satan!
Yeah, because abortion is a right.
Not everybody is a Christian.
Are you a Satanist?
You know what? They're better than you are.
Wrong with it.
I've worked with them before, actually. I've talked with the Church of Satan. They're very nice people.
how do you keep calm when a mob of screaming liberals gets in your face? How do TFP volunteers prepare for these challenges? Where do they learn how to debate?
Oh, it's so frustrating. All you guys, you have these like argumentative tactics.
Are you a man?
Maybe.
The Sede Sapientiae Institute, preparing mind and soul for battle. Effective counter-revolutionary action demands deliberate preparation of mind and spirit. That's the mission of the Sede Sapientiae Institute, a place where young men are trained to advance from simple soldiers of Christ to become members of a special force in the fight to restore Christian civilization.
Ready for us.
Good. Be seated.
To this end, the Institute offers a 3-year college-level course. The curriculum is not purely academic, but focused on the need to oppose the revolution as it presents itself today. It makes no sense to explore interesting subjects while ignoring the crisis in the family, abortion, homosexuality, transgenderism, socialism, and the aborting Fifth Revolution, public Satanism. Over the last 20 years, under the maternal gaze of Our Lady's Seat of Wisdom, the Institute has equipped a new generation of students with the means to fight the good fight. Classes in history, Catholic social doctrine, philosophy, religion, and TFP studies prepare them to win on the battlefield of ideas. This year, students had an intensive course on socialism to prepare for a round of debates on multiple college campuses.
You think Venezuela is a communist country?
I believe it is very socialist, which leads to communism. Ever since Maduro took over, what happened? They went from the 4th level GDP in the
So
world
socialism under Hugo
to
Chavez was okay.
180.
Name
It's a failed
one
state.
government policy that Venezuela does that is inherently socialist.
And had they taken over the oil industry entirely.
Not today, you want to pull Nazism out.
Nazism is socialism.
No, it's
Yes,
not.
it is. National Socialist Workers' Party of Germany. It's in their name.
Caravans from coast to coast. The term caravan comes from the demanding 2-year tour of duty every knight in the Order of Malta was expected to complete at sea. For TFP volunteers, caravans are usually a series of campaigns on a given topic that span weeks or months and involve frequent nonstop travel from city to city and state to state. Caravans reach the public directly. They bypassed the bias of leftist media and reached the heart of the nation with a clear message. In 2008, for example, when California had a referendum to amend the state constitution on the definition of marriage, the TFP launched a 30-day caravan. What was the objective? To campaign for God's marriage in every major city in California and reach as many college campuses as possible. For more than 30 days, young TFP volunteers went on the offensive, crisscrossing the state from top to bottom. They challenged the lies of the homosexual movement in places where few conservatives dare go. UC Berkeley, the San Francisco Bay Area, and Hollywood. In a period of 10 days, they were assaulted at least 10 times. But they did not buckle to the rainbow bullies, but forged forward with more resolve. With the standard in one hand and the rosary in the other, they continued the crusade for the sacred institution of holy matrimony, trusting in God and Our Lady more than their own strength. Rainbow activists slandered the TFP tour. According to them, the caravan was a ploy to collect massive sums of money, which TFP volunteers supposedly used at luxury resorts in California. The slander fell flat. If they only knew what our luxury hotels looked like with all those amenities. And what did those ritzy restaurants look like?
It never happens on mine. That's the best coffee ever made in the campsite.
Everyone who traveled the 8,000 miles up and down California in a cramped van knows exactly what luxury travel is not. Caravans teach you how to pinch pennies, but everywhere the caravan goes, TFP supporters and friends offer amazing logistic help with food and lodging. So what was the result for the crusade for true marriage in California? Defying all the polling predictions, the referendum on Prop 8 was victorious. 52% of the voters declared only marriage between a man and a woman is valid or recognized in California. The left was stunned. After all, they had all the funds, all the media, all the levers of control. However, they didn't have public opinion. Between 2004 and 2012, the TFP launched caravans to every state where the definition of marriage was at stake. These extensive tours, dedicated to St. Joseph, covered more than 12 states. But the battle for moral values never stops. More and more parents are fighting schools and libraries that give children access to explicit content, including pro-transgender books and drag queen story hours. What used to be sacred, the innocence of children, has sparked a national debate. Jumping into the fray, a TFP caravan swept through several Midwest states this summer. What's it like to defend the innocence of children in Chicago? Let's see.
Defend children's innocence!
But I strongly support what you guys are standing for.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Our children.
Define bigotry.
Define bigotry?
Yeah, define it.
Give me a break.
Define bigotry.
Define bigotry? It's being against a class of people where you have no reason.
We're not against a class of people. We are against the sexualization of children. That's a problem in this world.
Children.
Really? Where have you been for the last 40 years?
Where have you been?
No one's sexualizing children?
In a dream world.
Where have you been?
A nightmare world.
We're living in a nightmare because you created it, a nightmare.
You are a bigot.
You guys are bigots.
Hate has no place in Chicago.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou.
Watch your bigots.
Stop! Assault! Aggression!
Bigots.
Stop!
We have a sign here that's been destroyed completely.
Tattoos on the arms, wearing a tank top.
Stop attacking us.
I will keep attacking you until you
Well, we just called the police.
My partner went after the white lady that way. So.
Okay.
Is it like red hair?
It was dyed.
It dyed red hair. Yeah.
Good job, man.
Thank you very much.
Say that a bit?
Yeah.
There you go. Here's one of the other suits. It's been completely sprayed with some sort of spray paint. On this side, there's more spray paint.
God created man to be a man and woman to be a woman. They should be stay away from our kids. They're gonna poison our kids. They're gonna sexualize our kids. That's insane, my friend. Not good.
Yeah, it's the rubbing alcohol.
It's going to take a lot more than that to stop TFP volunteers.
We should save this one here.
Already, they're getting ready for their next campaign in defense of God's law. Say a prayer for them.
This video was deleted by YouTube, but acts of aggression backfire on the revolution. Is that why YouTube canceled the video? After every attack, TFP Student Action receives a flood of support. One gentleman writes, "Next time you're going to be in the Philadelphia area, contact me. I am very like-minded and am a former heavyweight boxer. I would like to offer my volunteer protection at your events. God bless you and keep up the great work." From the beginning, the TFP has been at the forefront of the battle to make abortion unthinkable. The defeat of Roe v. Wade demonstrates that no human law is settled. Regarding abortion, there is only one law that is settled. It reads, "Thou shalt not kill."
Roe v. Wade is 6 feet under. Thank God. I'm 100% pro-life.
Because abortion is 100% immoral.
God said, "Thou shalt not kill." Even a 2-year-old understands that abortion is wrong.
It's so basic, but our president doesn't get it.
Real Catholics never support abortion.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Prayer makes a difference.
The rosary makes a difference.
Standing up makes a difference.
Fighting with faith makes a difference.
With God, all things are possible. This is our finest hour.
Let's make abortion unthinkable.
Our generation will defeat the culture of death.
Our generation will embrace purity.
Purity is the answer.
Real men pray the rosary.
Real men fight for the innocent.
Real men practice chivalry.
The truth is on our side.
Science is on our side.
Above all, God is on our side.
Never give up.
Never back down.
Never step back.
Always pray.
Always pray the rosary.
God bless you.
And protect you.
America's future is not pro-abortion, and the enemies of God know it. When Nancy Keenan, president of NARAL Pro-Choice America, stepped down from her position, the Washington Post mentioned why. Not enough young pro-abortion activists. But when the worn-out abortion leader saw the March for Life in Washington, she confessed, "I just thought, my gosh, they're so young. There are so many of them, and they are so young." Her dismay is our joy. The sight of hundreds of thousands marching forward strikes fear in the abortion movement. More than a simple rally, it's a youthful force that creates the impression of invincibility. The TFP's task is to imagine a moral counter-revolution, to build a Christian culture that springs from a constellation of virtues that make the family strong and render the forces of evil powerless. To cut the power lines that feed the culture of death, we must boldly proclaim the beauty of Christian virtue and say, purity is the answer. At the foot of the cross, under the protection of Mary Most Holy, full of faith, we proclaim that forbidden truth. We love purity. We venerate purity. We practice purity. And we don't care if you laugh at us.
Turbo virgins! Turbo virgins! Guys, that is
That's a compliment. Thank you very much.
I so happy that you got a girl pregnant and he said purity is the answer. Purity! Everybody give it up for Abby!
Speaking to a group of TFP supporters, Professor Plinio Correa de Oliveira said, "When we deal with the children of darkness, the children of light must be lofty. It is said that the darkness will combat the light and seek to swamp it, but the light will somehow continue to shine. Somewhere, that light will always shine. They can surround us with slander, with insults, with mockery, but the light will always shine because it is the light of Christ, the Lumen Christi, and this light will win the battle of history." When New York State approved late-term abortion in 2019, pro-abortion lawmakers celebrated with wild cheers. What could TFP volunteers do to make reparation to God for this sin?
Turning to God and His Blessed Mother for help, TFP Student Action volunteers decided to climb the highest mountain in the state of New York with a message for the governor.
Stay down. Stay low.
I'll live. We're going to start out together and go as far as we can and make it to the top. Pain and hardship is not going to stop us. You ready? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Before sunrise on March 16th, TFP volunteers set off under light snow for the summit of Mount Marcy in the Adirondack Mountains. The hardships of the 15-mile hike were akin to a pilgrimage, an act of reparation to God for the sin of abortion. The mixture of ice and snow was 8 feet deep, which demanded snowshoes. But with a prayer on their lips to St. Michael the Archangel, TFP volunteers pushed forward. Finally, at the top of Mount Marcy, still battling the fierce wind, TFP volunteers managed to unfurl their banner, which reads, "From New York's highest peak, we say, shame on Governor Cuomo for legalizing infanticide. May God receive our act of reparation."
How was it?
Insane.
One of the objectives of TFP Student Action is to shatter the stranglehold of human respect. So many times, evil advances only because good men are silent. Therefore, every TFP campaign aims to shatter that silence, to destroy the fear of laughter or ridicule, and to help students adopt a winning posture of holy boldness.
Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
I thought it was amazing. I think that it's cool that we even have people on campus talking about it with students, because most people just have that opinion. They don't even have the facts behind it. So I really appreciate you guys. Keep up the good work.
I don't need that. I don't need that. Why would I pay to do my job? That's great.
I think it's great. Students out here showing what they believe. It's awesome.
Thank you. Have a good one.
What do you think?
This is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone should be pro-life.
Oh, thank you.
This is beautiful. Thanks to the music.
I got it.
What? You don't know what's right to be a woman. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You. Why don't you clean your mouth? Fuck you. Who are you to tell me what to do?
I'm not telling you, so that's enough. You get that close to my friend, I have a right to step in. Understand me?
And what are you gonna do?
Nothing until you do something.
We'll call the police.
I'm not doing anything.
Your very presence is threatening. Threatening to every woman
what?
that comes by.
We're saving babies.
Now I invite you to go with TFP Student Action to the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, to defend the unborn. Can you predict what will happen?
Hey guys, what's happening?
We're just here defending life.
All right, cool.
It's great. Because we don't like the murder of unborn children.
I hate your face. If you don't want an abortion, don't have one.
Hey guys, anyone who's not an idiot, come over here.
We're not idiots. On our side? Over here. We want to pray and act to end the sin of abortion.
And how are you going to do that?
By promoting a culture of purity, of chastity, by alerting the people to the errors and the harms of
So
abortion.
you don't want people.
People can have marital relations,
It
right?
should,
in the context. That's not an argument. Insults are not arguments.
What gives you the right to stand here and tell somebody else what to do with their body?
That's the debate. Is it your body?
It is my body.
Can you have two heads?
Can you have direction, 2 heads?
Can you have 2
I
heads?
can go. No, the baby is a fetus.
Can you have 2 heads?
No.
What is a fetus
What is
have?
your point
What does
of
a
having
fetus
2
have?
heads?
It's not your choice to kill
It
them.
is my choice.
Look,
It's my choice.
yeah, you can choose to do that, but it's an immoral, it's an intrinsically wrong act.
I did.
We've been debating for about 2 hours, and the counter-protest seems to be really picking up, so.
I think we're out of flyers. That's how long we've been here. I think we're out.
I'm about to raise my voice for as long as I need to.
She's screaming at
because
you?
this
Yeah,
is the
that's fine.
University of Michigan. This is a public campus.
But
Guess
is your
what?
screaming helping anyone?
It doesn't matter. Is they're sitting here helping hell to the no. I'm gonna scream. It don't matter if it's helping you.
Maybe an intellectual conversation might do more in changing hearts and minds, though, than screaming.
Thank you. Your juice are garbage.
Why are you eating it if you disagree with it? I don't understand.
That's exactly how
Who's this?
I hope you know that. Why
We want God who is our King. We want God our Father.
What is it called? I'm just like genuinely curious.
TFP, Society for the Defense of Tradition, Family and Property. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, at this point, the counter-protest, they don't have anything else to say, and everybody else is just standing and watching. And a lot of people are taking the flyers, so I think we made a big difference today. The spiritual battle against public Satanism. In a world that accepts the unacceptable, Satanism is worming its way into the public square. Already in 2014, a satanic black mass was scheduled at Harvard University. The announcement sent shockwaves across the nation, and TFP Student Action mobilized. Catholic students at Harvard reacted with a Eucharistic procession through the streets, attended by thousands. Standing in front of the Harvard building where the Black Mass was about to take place was a small band of TFP volunteers. Our Lady and Queen was leading her troops in this act of reparation. Suddenly, news broke. Harvard canceled the Black Mass. The band of prayer warriors on the sidewalk received the news with great joy. Summing up the great victory of Our Lady that day, a TFP supporter exclaimed, "God heard the cry of his people." However, angry Satanists in the vicinity pointed to Our Lady's statue. They detected the cause of their defeat. "Let's break it," they threatened. But something held them back. News of the protest reached Catholics worldwide, who united themselves with the prayer crusade. Spontaneous messages of support arrived from Argentina, Australia, Canada, China, Croatia, England, France, Georgia, India, Italy, Mexico, the Netherlands, New Zealand, the Philippines, Poland, and Uganda. As the revolutionary process races forward, its satanic face becomes more visible.
It teaches you to turn the other cheek. You retards are sitting here like you're the king of earth.
Where's your tolerance?
We do. We don't come to your church and tell you not to have a You can't tolerate it for 2 seconds to let it happen. Drive in. You have to come and break it up. You have to come and stamp your foot down.
Even young children are targeted by after-school Satan clubs. Earlier this year, TFP volunteers and supporters put boots on the ground in Boston to oppose SatanCon, a blasphemous attack against God. However, the response of the Archdiocese of Boston was perplexing. Public reparation to God was discouraged by the auxiliary bishop of Boston, who claimed that protests don't work. TFP victories. When the clergy asked St. Joan of Arc why God needed soldiers for battle, she responded, "In the name of God, the soldiers will fight, and God will give them victory." In the spiritual battle of our time, TFP Student Action gives students a rallying point and a platform to defend moral values. Peaceful protest is highly effective. What St. Joan of Arc said is still true. God grants victory to those who fight. For the sake of brevity, Here is a partial list of some of those TFP victories. 2023. Pro-homosexual Pride Mass canceled at Catholic Duquesne University. 2020. University of San Diego removes Planned Parenthood listing. St. Mary's College pulls pro-abortion links. Abortion procedure workshop kicked off Jesuit Georgetown. 2019. Catholic College removes Planned Parenthood after TFP protest. 2018. Georgetown deletes anti-family webpage. Blasphemous art removed from Carroll Community College exhibit. 2017. Loyola University, Maryland pulls pro-abortion internship. Quote-unquote Church of Lucifer closed in Texas. Georgetown University, medical students for choice pulled. 2016. Boston College scrubs Planned Parenthood internship entry. 2015. DePaul University deletes Planned Parenthood career links. Catholic healthcare system, Peace Health, pulls abortion referrals. 2014. Satanic Black Mass canceled at Harvard University. 2011. Pro-abortion speaker canceled at Siena College. Student vindicated after wrongful suspension for saying homosexuality is wrong. Planned Parenthood speaker canceled at Madonna University. Planned Parenthood link at Boston College deleted. 2010. Jesuit University deletes 2 abortion links. Blasphemous Corpus Christi play canceled at Tarleton State University. Rosemont College deletes abortion link. Reaching more souls. TFP campaigns on campus have a lasting influence on students.
I've seen you guys on YouTube and what you guys do, and it's awesome. It's great work.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't know who you guys were, so then I did some research and I was like, oh,
what
cool.
happened?
I was in class and then my sister texted me saying that you guys were here, and I was literally right in that building, and there's this little bridge over here, and I looked at it and I looked over here and I was like, oh my gosh, it's TFP, and I was so excited.
I remember seeing you guys on YouTube in high school.
Oh, really?
That was fun.
You are brave men. Great work, guys. Pleasure meeting you.
Years after they take place, students will mention them. What perpetuates the legend of the TFP are the videos that capture heated debates and transmit the fulcrum of the fight, the clash between good and evil, and the vivid contrast of the two standards. Wherever TFP members travel, it's common for strangers to approach and say, I saw the video.
Doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, see your videos.
Yo, these are the guys from YouTube. And then I was telling him about your YouTube channel. Like, you guys are legends. Like, I saw the video at Georgetown.
I love what you do. Pretty good. Thank you. Thank you, Gavin. Thank you for coming out.
God bless you. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm from Canada.
By this means, the legend of the TFP reaches far-flung countries. People in 213 countries have watched TFP Student Action campaigns. Only 3 countries in the world have not accessed TFP videos yet: Burkina Faso, Kosovo, and South Sudan. TFP Student Action has 235,000 subscribers on YouTube. Total views, 72 million. Total hours watched, 3.1 million. Watch time equals 129,166 days. That is 353 years. Most viewers are 18 to 24 years old. Student conferences. As society crumbles, how should young men respond? Should they bury their heads in the sand like ostriches, or fight like crusaders? As you can tell, TFP Student Action is partial to the latter option and fosters the crusader spirit with student conferences.
My favorite activity was the massive 60-person campaign.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Our Lady, help a Christian.
Pray for us.
Saint Joseph,
Pray for us.
Impact of TFP campaigns. What they say. The correspondence that arrives every day is encouraging. It demonstrates how Providence uses TFP campaigns as a vehicle of grace. Many souls have been converted to the Catholic Church after finding the TFP. Carter May from Virginia writes, "I'm a 16-year-old Baptist, and I'm trying to figure out where a good Catholic church is. I want to convert." Here's another. "My name is Thomas. I am currently in the process of converting to Catholicism. I am very interested in standing up for the Church's teachings in my community. I am reaching out to see how I am able to join, as I have seen many YouTube videos of the TFP standing up for what is right. I hope to speak with you soon." A former Muslim writes, "I stand here today, the only Roman Catholic convert in my entire Muslim tribe. God has led me out of the leftist life into Protestantism and further into traditional Catholicism. I have nothing but profound admiration for the work you do. God bless you abundantly for your magnificent courage." Hello, TFP. My name is Regan Smith. I'm a 17-year-old Catholic convert from Toledo, Ohio. I've been watching your videos on YouTube for a long while, and I was wondering if there would be a way for me to get involved in your organization as a volunteer. I'd love to be able to stand up for Catholic values in the public square. Well, as an agnostic all my life with doubts about God, I see clearly what the devil looks like. The more radical the left turns, the more people like me understand the concept of evil. Stay strong. I'm converting soon. Lara Croft. My brothers at TFP, God bless all that you do. I actually converted to Catholicism recently through a lot of your videos, for not only do they expose the heresy of this world, but you actually preach a lot about Catholicism, which struck me a lot and is currently helping me in my journey through Catholicism. Hello, I was an atheist, but I would like to convert to Catholic Christianity. Can you give me any pointers to fully convert? Fight on. I'm converting to Catholicism the first chance I get. Leo Z. The hate mail. Some people see what the TFP represents and react with visceral hatred.
If I wouldn't get caught, I'd kill them all. But, if I wouldn't get caught, I'd kill them all.
Here's a sample of the negative mail that trickles in. It's organizations like yours that make me want to invest in foreign currency. I'm glad, however, that your organization is just a little too far to the right to be considered legitimate by anyone who wasn't raised on a farm in Alabama. See you in hell, bucko. Anonymous. It really astounds me how a hate organization like yours is so popular. You're out of touch with reality. Get with the times and please stop the hate. Joseph C. If any of you right-wing wackos want to eliminate us liberals, we'll see you on the battlefield. We will win because we have greater anger and more of an axe to grind. Go back in your caves, you... Deleted. May my bayonet scalp you during the next civil war. Anonymous. You expletives should all be shot on the street and sent to your god. Eric Luclaire. You all deserve to be raped and crucified on a flaming cross. Matt Rivar. Growth and expansion. By the grace of Our Lady, TFP Student Action continues to expand and grow, forming a youthful network with more than 526,000 followers and subscribers. Moreover, a European edition called TFP Student Action Europe is now active in the cradle of Christendom.
TFP Student Action Europe!
TFP Student Action here in Köln, in Germany, we had Antifa attacking us because we are defending Catholic teaching.
On a regular basis, students from far and near ask the TFP for help, but our team is already stretched too thin to meet all the requests and invitations that arrive. The harvest indeed is great, but the laborers are few. May God send more warriors to the counter-revolution. What matters most? Our alliance with Mary. The battle of the counter-revolution is not about numbers. It never was about numbers. What gives the standard of the TFP momentum in battle, despite suffering and hardship, is our alliance with the Queen we serve. Scripture speaks of Mary in battle. Who is this who ascends like the rising dawn, beautiful as the moon, bright as the sun, terrible as an army drawn up in battle array? When we are close to Our Lady, we are strong. When we are distant from her, we are worthless. During the caravan to every state capital in 2020, something extraordinary happened. The miraculous international pilgrim statue of Our Lady of Fatima joined the caravan in several states. She led the way into riot-scarred cities and conquered the public square. The statue's custodian, Mr. Patrick Sabat, affirms she always goes where she wants. That means she wanted to go on the caravan. It is impossible to speak about Our Lady's alliance with the TFP without mentioning the man who taught us to stay close to her. The lifelong example of Plinio Correa de Oliveira continues to inspire us to fight for Holy Mother Church in these times of overwhelming chaos and widespread confusion. In his last will and testament, Professor Plinio declares, "I have lived and hope to die in the Holy Roman Catholic and Apostolic faith, which I hold with all the strength of my soul. I thank Our Lady, without being able to find adequate words, for the grace of having read and disseminated the treatise of true devotion to the Most Holy Virgin of St. Louis Marie Guignon de Montfort, and of having consecrated myself to her as her perpetual slave. Our Lady was always the light of my life, and from her clemency, I hope she will continue to be my light and my help until the last moment of my existence. I have no instructions to give for the eventuality of my death. Our Lady will provide better than I. In any event, from the depth of my soul and on my knees, I beseech each and every one to be completely devoted to Our Lady all the days of their lives." Thus, in the battle between the two standards, between the revolution and the counter-revolution, we know where we must gather. Full of confidence, we turn to the Blessed Virgin Mary, to whom our admiration and gratitude are ultimately due. She is the star of the sea, the morning star that guided Professor Plinio's life and gave him heroic strength. Determined to persevere in his path, we make our own the words with which he closes revolution and counter-revolution. Amid today's chaos, only one thing will not fail, namely the prayer which is in my heart and on my lips, just as it is in the heart of all who see and think as I do. Unto thee I lift up my eyes, unto thee who dwellest in the heavens. See how the eyes of the servants are fixed on the hands of their masters, the eyes of the handmaid on the hand of her mistress. So our eyes are fixed on Our Lady and Mother, waiting for her to have mercy on us. Behold the affirmation of unvarying confidence of the Catholic soul, which kneels but remains firm amid the general convulsion, firm with all the firmness of those who, in the storm, and with a strength of soul even greater than it, continue to affirm from the bottom of their heart, Credo in unam sanctam catholicam et apostolicam ecclesiam. That is, I believe in one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, against which, as promised to St. Peter, the gates of hell will never prevail.